Salute, General, Iro, Musa, Etiquette. I'm affectionately referred to as General Etiquette, and I've been thinking. I've been thinking about a variety of things, but today specifically, I've been thinking about trust, right? So anybody from New York City or familiar with New York City, you understand that not too far in the distant past, right, we have a phrase that we say, right? Word is bond. Word is bond. Now, what does that mean? Word is bond literally translates to and means our word between one another is our bond, right? It doesn't matter how I knew you, where I met you, right? And in some cases, what we've been through, right? The idea that word is bond means that our bond, right? The love, everything that exists from what it is that we've developed and curated and nurtured, no matter who it is, your word is bond. Word is bond, right? Now, that's the relationship between two people, right? So we want to break that down. I want to dive into that. Trust, trustworthiness, being trusted, right? Why are all these things important now? What's so important about trust? See, in my humble opinion, nothing can happen authentically and genuinely over a sustained period of time without trust, right? If I don't trust you and you can't trust me, right, the most that we can do are quick dealings, right? There's no hope for a sustained period of bond if we can't have trust between ourselves, if there's not trust between you and the people in your circle. The importance of trust. Trust is what people live and die by. People go to war, right, with this idea of trust. Right now, I've never been in the army, a military of any sort, but I'd imagine, right, because I played collision sports my entire life and I understand the importance of being able to trust that the person to your left and your right has your back, being able to trust that they're going to handle their assignments, being able to trust the things that they say to you, right? That is what families really should be centered around. That's what teams are centered around, right? That's any group and body, organization, any collective of people that need to come together for any reason in particular. Trust has to be at the foundation of what it is that they're attempting to do, or it will implode and collapse. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? Now, what happens if you aren't trustworthy? People don't deal with you, right? People don't deal with you. People won't want to make money with you. People won't want to engage with you if you aren't trustworthy. Why? It should be fairly obvious, right? But if you aren't trustworthy, right? If I can't trust the things that you're saying to me, if you can't trust the things that I'm saying to you, then you'll always feel a level of angst, right? There'll always be anxiety associated with the things that you're trusting me to take care of and trusting me to do, let alone if we're doing any activity, right, that isn't necessarily a part of the formal economy, because you have the formal economy and the informal economy. And whilst I would never promote or suggest that anybody veer off and dive into, we understand as a reality of life, there are a variety and plethora of ways that people choose to engage and or pursue money. Trust is at the foundation of every system across the board. It has to be, and the higher the stakes, the more important the trust needs to be, right? The higher the stakes, the more that's on the line, right? The more important it is for me to be able to trust you, right? In your working life. If you are someone that is not trustworthy, you will never ascend. You may not even be in your situation for very long. Because trust, right, can sort of double out and be switched out for in particular cases for dependability, right? Because if I can't trust you to do something, in other words, I'm saying I can't depend on you. And if I can't depend on you, what's the point of having you around, right? So if you aren't trustworthy, right? If people can't trust the things you say, if people can't depend on you, right? As we continue to expound upon all of these things, what is this thing? You're going to lead a very lonely existence. Trust is at the foundation of every relationship, or it should be, if you hope to have a sustained relationship over a period of time, right? The most you can do where trust is absent is quick flips. Quick flips. And people who live like that don't make it very far. Because why? Your word is bond. Your word is our bond. When we talk, our word is bond. Apologies. See, I'm getting into it. And this definitely, it riles me up, right? Because loyalty, respect, integrity, trust, all of these are those intangible things that you get to control. See, oftentimes we spend we spend a bunch of time fretting over the things that we don't have. And I'll be the first person to say, I'm not even necessarily where I would ultimately like to be in life. And I'm happy about that because it means that my dreams are big enough, or I continue to push the pace in terms of the places that I want to get to and the things that I want to achieve. But how will I get to those places if I'm not dependable, if I'm not trustworthy, right? You have to be integral. You have to have integrity. You have to be dependable. These are the things that can traverse and allow you to navigate any environment. Because oftentimes we go to school, right, and we focus on something very, very specific with the thought that that is what we'll do for the duration of our working lives. And if you talk to a lot of people who have been to school, who are college educated, have their graduate degrees, PhDs, etc., there are times where they don't even use the degrees. Now, most oftentimes that's seen on the undergraduate level, right? So for a lot of these people, a lot of things, I know I worked in finance for a period of time with a background in history, right? So I'm speaking from lived experience, right? A lot of the times you don't even necessarily use the things that you went to school for specifically. But what allows you to navigate other situations, other environments? Now, of course, you have to be resourceful. You have to learn quickly, right? And you have to break out of a mode that tells you that you were only there to do one specific thing. But in order to navigate various situations and various circumstances, you have to be trustworthy. If you have integrity, if you're respectable, if you're dependable, you can go most places and attempt to learn as you go. And people will be happy to take the time to set the time aside to deal with you, to pour into you, to nourish you. But trustworthiness, dependability, all of these things that belong to a similar family, they are of the utmost importance, right? Trust will carry you throughout life. Being trustworthy, living and dying by your word, you will always be rich. Your bank account can say zero. But if you're a trustworthy person, if you have integrity, those are things that no one can take from you. And those are the things that truly make you rich because, like I say, and like I'll continue to reiterate, what makes a man is not the commas. It's not the commas associated with him. It's the way that he consistently shows up, both in times of prosperity and in times of peril. What makes a man is his consistent platform, how he is situated in life, the things that he stands on. Unshakable, unmovable, on his square, regardless of circumstance, because circumstance will change multiple times throughout your life. Your circumstances will continue to change because we can't control it, right? In sports. And I sort of love these analogies because in sports, whenever we would play, my coaches would tell us, control what you can control. You can't control the referees. You can't control the weather, but you get to control how you show up. And in the same breath and in the same vein, I'll tell you, you get to control the type of individual you are, the type of character that people associate with you. Now, there's a lot of people chasing wealth. And what I will say is, what is readily attainable, readily accessible, and readily attainable is being trustworthy. Trust, pulling things back, simplifying life back to a point where you control the things that you control. You control the way you show up, right? Word is bond. You become a man or woman of your word. You have integrity. You have pride. You have healthy ego, right? All of these things, you're dependable. You're trustworthy. You will be able to navigate any situation across the board, right? Why? Because the things that you hold core to your values and your belief are desirable traits. Those are the things that will carry you throughout life. So remember. What do we do here? We build community through thought-provoking discourse. It's not my job to make up your mind. I just want to have a conversation with you. Please comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. So you know when I drop a video. Let me know what you think about the video. Please, if you feel like there was anything that I left out, let me know what you think about trust, your personal experiences with trust, right? How people show up and how you try to show up yourselves. But like I said, let's continue to build community through thought-provoking discourse. Let's continue to push the pace. Let's continue to have the conversations that aren't readily being had. And when you see me, say what's up, but you probably won't, so I prefer you salute. General Musa Etiquette.